Uh, there's a little something I've done, like a small surprise kind of a thing. So I'll just wait Leher to join, and then we'll do this session. There's gonna be the last episode of Ankahee for now, I guess. And I just wanted to share my story. Seemed like a good idea. A lot of people told me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Leher is here. Leher is gonna basically ask me some questions because talking to the camera for an hour
Hi.
didn't seem like a good idea. Hi. So
Hi.
listen, are you ready?
Okay. So I'm so excited finally this is happening because I think everybody who came on live. What?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
shit. Oh shit, you got red hair. Oh my
Yes, I did. How does it look? I got
god.
red hair. Look at you just can't speak right now, no? You had no clue about this.
I had no
Ooh,
clue. Shit.
looks good, no? I was like,
Yeah.
people don't like me any which ways. Let's give them a reason.
Oh yeah, well. Anyway, I'm so
पृथ्वी is like पूरा दिन यही कर रहा था. हाँ bro,
this is
actually,
so this is
actually यही कर रहा था.
this is so
Anyway,
like you're just trying everything possible for you right now. No, you just went bald and now you're like
yeah,
long
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Cool.
I had long hair and
Yeah.
bald. This looks so different, bro. Damn
Uh,
nice. Chalo, let's start.
okay. So no, the first thing that I really want to say is that finally, how does it feel to be on that side and not this side?
Yeah, like the thing is that when I started this, my first thing in my head was like, to be very honest, you know this, that Samant writes really good songs and I just wanted them to be out. So I was like, "Hey, we should do something around that," and then the idea developed. I never wanted to do this, and but then you said, "Ki, arey, you should do it," and then like a lot of people texted and this that ki karte. I was like, not a bad idea. So I was like, yeah, I don't know, like it's like we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I it's nice. It's pretty good.
No, but actually, everybody who came on live, like whether it was Vinayak, Zubin, or Kevil, or whether it was Adi, everybody was like, "When are you coming?" Including
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When are you coming?
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's good that like right now I'm just getting okay with the red hair.
It might take a while. It might take an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so basically, see, I know the journey has been from being an engineering student, leaving it in between, joining film school, doing filmmaking. But what I really want to know is that engineering was very like it's like a settled thing. Like
Hmm.
you'll finish it off, you'll go do a job, you'll have a settled life where
Huh.
you earn money. Now over
Hmm.
here, knowing the fact that filmmaking is such an unpredictable place to be,
Hmm.
it's not directly earning that you're gonna like look at,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So like what was that thing that just made you feel like that, like that's it, like okay, even though this is gonna be, that's how it's gonna be, and engineering is not even as a backup to you, to be very honest, because you didn't finish it off. So I mean, what was that go, which made you feel like no matter what, I don't care.
I actually didn't want to have a backup because then you become you play really safe and all. Because you have a backup. कि अरे, अच्छा ठीक है, if I don't make it in filmmaking, then I have engineering. I didn't wanted that. But the major reason was that the college I was in, the atmosphere was such that it was really like studious people who wanted to do this, blah, 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 like properly engineering and everything. But their approach towards studying was really different. Like I'm that guy who studies one night before the exams and then go for my exam. But this like people didn't like their approach was different. They were studying like every day and everything like that. So that just made me feel very suffocated. That okay, this is not what I want to do, and for sure I don't want to do it like this for sure. So that drive and the possibility of me being able to do something else. Zubin is so distracting.
Zoom
Something else.
sorry, yeah.
Uh, thanks. So it's basically
Everybody is going mad about your red hair right now. Genuinely. Yeah, okay.
no. So basically, that was there that I just don't want to do this, and I just don't want to do this. It was like every day you go to a classroom and you're like, nahi yaar, this is it just sucks. It's just very fucked up. So that was the main push, and the major thing was because I didn't do 11th, 12th, and I did अरे यार, sorry. And I did my diploma in engineering. So at that time, I didn't know that if I am eligible to do another course in Mumbai University or no.
Oh, okay.
So that's why, and when I got to know that there is a possibility of me doing BMM, after that I found out that BA is also a possibility. Then I was like, okay, if there is an option, then fuck this, not. Then why to do this? So that was the push. The main thing was, of course, like parents supporting, like, कि अच्छा ठीक है, then you want to do this, then. Yeah, like I have my red hair and our parents are okay with it. Like they told me that you look very bad, don't do it. But then they were like, okay, ठीक है, कर लो. So it's that everything coming together, the level of frustration reaching another level only, and then I was just like, fuck it up, nahi karna hai, and then I just gave up.
Yeah, but I mean, you need that support, no? Without that, you won't be
Yeah,
able
of
to
course.
do what you really need.
100%.
Yes, I mean, you joined in film school and then like UPG, you all did. And I mean, started studying filmmaking. I think you were one of the most serious and the most sincere student, I think, in the class. So, I mean, for like 3 years,
No.
you were, please don't be a modest right now. You were favorite student. So, like, I mean, like, for 3 years, you have explored a lot of things. I mean, you made so many things, you know, music videos, short films, so many things, like, in space happened, everything. So now, after, like, the 3 years of journey of college coming to almost an end, and you, like, ending up doing a first feature film of yours, just by now only, which is, like, a huge deal. So, what do you think about that? What's the entire, like, what's that, like, how does it feel?
See, the first thing was that I didn't know that Shunya is going to be a feature film, because it started out as a college project and the time limit was 30 to 35 minutes. Yeah. After that, when I started developing the script and the force we had as a crew together, ki bro ho jayega, ye bhi ho jayega, because while writing, this was the first time when I didn't keep the resources in mind so much. Like I can't write a drone sequence or something like that. So I had that in mind, but still I was writing with a lot of more freedom that, okay, I need 100 people to be in the crowd. I need this, I need that. So in that process only, somehow it just developed being into a feature film. And I actually, when we finished the film, the edit was ready. After that, I was like, okay, I wanted to make a feature film when I was 21, and it just somehow it just happened. Now the thing is that I'm over it now. कि अभी वो हो गया, that is done and doesn't feel like a big deal. But when it was happening, it was a huge deal for me, because not coming from a film family, not knowing anything about films at all. Because when I was in diploma, I didn't know that what a director does at all. I had no clue. So, I have grown up on like proper mainstream films, right? So I didn't even know the famous directors like Sanjay Leela Bhansali or Rajkumar, and I know one. And from there to now, like so deep into films, it's like, okay, you got stuck. Yeah, so it just feels great.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So now it just feels like it just feels great. It's more of that. This is the story I wanted to tell, and this is how I wanted to tell it, and it just happened. And the main thing is that learned so much. Learned so much.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I know that it started as a college project, but it became so big, and like, we were in the process, and we know how it became that big.
Yeah.
But but still, like, so I've seen this one thing, that it's kind of rare that there are like very few people who work, like they have a particular procession working in. I've seen that with you, that you have a very organized way of working. Like, you have a really long writing process. That's the reason why you know what your characters are doing, where they're coming from, how are they related. So, like, I don't know why, but I feel like that I would really like everybody to know this, that what is your writing process. And then after that, I really would like you to, go through, maybe you can keep Shunya as an option, you can keep Shunya as an example, or any of the other projects to explain it. But yeah, what is your writing process?
So it's basically, when I started writing, I was reading a lot about writing, how things happen and everything, because I had to learn everything from scratch. And when you're doing short films, before this, I was just doing short films at 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something like that. Over there, you don't get a lot of time to explore your characters. But the thing is, if you don't have depth in your characters, it will come, like it will be visible onto the screen very
Correct.
clearly.
Correct.
So also this is the uh, you know, like as a director, the biggest kick is that you can create a world. Now if you're creating a world, and my logic is that अगर film बना रहे हो तो प्यार से बनाओ वरना मत बनाओ. So when you are creating a whole world around your characters, then your characters need to be real. They need to be human, belong to your own reality of that world only, but they need to have that depth. So I was writing a show, and I was writing the first pilot episode of that. That was the first long format I have written. It was like 30-40 minute. And after that, I wrote one project for college, Lal Batti. Over there again, longer format. And after that, Shunya, again, longer format. So this practice, developing everything bit by bit, having your beats on the right places, the way you like it, the way you want to tell a story. So basically, there is an idea. Then I develop that into a story, a rough story, a short story. But I never write anything down before I know the ending of the story, where it's gonna end. And that ending might change afterwards, because that happened in Shunya. Like the first draft had a very different ending than the final film. So that happened, but ye lagta hai ki this is the right thing to do. So over there, once the comments are very distracting, right?
Yeah. They are just related to your red hair. I mean, Satya
Yeah.
spent like saying, if anyone disowns you, then come to my
तेरे बियर्ड देख के तेरे को भी करेंगे बाबा, अपने को कोई ऐसा झोपड़ा बनाना पड़ेगा अलग से. So yeah, once I know the ending of the story, I still really struggle with writing anything in a story format. I usually go directly for the screenplay, but this time I just made it into a discipline that first I write a story, then I take each and every character and then I start writing the character, like everything, their backstory, which will be relevant to the story. Then how do they talk, how do they look, their dress up, this, that, maybe reference images, that develop the characters so well that after a point, if there is a story plot point hole that this character is doing this, your character will tell you that अरे नहीं bro, तूने मेरे को ऐसे तो नहीं बनाया. And then that gives you another layer ki, okay, this is how it is. And it just helps you that there is this quote now which might sound very pretentious, that a story starts telling itself, but it genuinely happens when you have proper characters and the graph and everything. So that happens. I've developed the characters, there's a story, then I start writing the screenplay. I usually have an idea that this happens, this happens, this happens. Then I start writing the screenplay, all the scenes. Like first go write everything, like the whole screenplay. This happened in Shunya as well. So I wrote the first draft was some 44 pages. Next day I went, pressed Control A, selected everything and deleted it. I was like, okay, let's start fresh. Because genuinely, to be very honest, I don't know how to rewrite. That कि ये dialogue को मैं ऐसे change करता हूँ, but then that dialogue has a lot of like a chain reaction effect throughout the script. So I just delete everything and start from scratch, because you have written the whole thing, right? So you have an idea in your head that this is how it went down. Then you rewrite it, and then you're finally satisfied with the whole story. That okay, this is if these events are finally night, this is how it's gonna be. Then you start working on the small parts like this. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. Then you're working on.
Hello. So you've gotten stuck. Yeah.
So after that, you start writing the small, like the scenes and the dialogues and everything. Start working on the small details like eliminating dialogue or giving them a specific dialect and removing dialogue. I'm so sorry, man. Just give me a second. I'll have to. Okay, wait. It's fine now. I just had to reconnect it. Sorry.
Okay, now it's fine.
Sorry. Yeah. So after that, the main goal is to no. It's basically eliminating the dialogue and turning them into actions that instead of saying this, the character can do this. All of that happens, keeps happening. But the other thing of me being very planned is that I'm really scared that I don't want to screw up on set. And that's why I just want to do everything I can on paper that this is how it is. But sometimes things change on sets, of course.
Yeah.
If it feels right, then it's okay. But sometimes what happens is, because I don't have a lot of experience till now, like it's very small to be very honest, I can't be so sure that this will work afterwards.
Of
This is
course.
how it is. But when I modify something on paper, I have like 5 days to think about it, that this will work or not, this will work or not. So I prefer that, and that's why I'm really like, I really want to plan everything out before you go on set. Yeah, so that's overall the writing process.
Oh, nice. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, like, but I feel like that even with experience, I feel like that being able to know what's going to happen, I think on set, every single time, no matter what, something goes wrong, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We know.
Yeah, okay. So, we know everything going wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Stress.
yeah, so what I was saying, huh? You were saying something?
No, I'm just saying we were so stressed, like while doing Shunya. That's a whole different story.
So,
About
I mean, this is a very thorough way of your writing, you know, and it's, I mean, I've seen very like few people being this thorough with their writings. I mean, that's great. And I feel like that reflects even in the, you know, in the process of working with your actors and like, but how did you like, when did you find that director side of you?
I don't know, yeah. I genuinely don't know when did that happen. But maybe because I like to control things, that's where it comes from. That's where it started. That okay, it's like, yeah. To be very honest, that's how it started, I guess. Because the thing is that I started writing somehow. I don't remember when, but I just started writing, and then if I tried working with someone else, and their vision was like, "नहीं यार ऐसे थोड़ी, ऐसे कहना चाहिए." I'm not saying that the person is wrong. It's just not my way. So that just keep bugging me. And then I guess from that it came ki, acha theek hai, this is how it should be. That I write and then I direct. And then while doing that, I just fell in love with it. Ki, अरे bro, बहुत सही है. Like ये लाल बाल भी गिर जाएंगे stress में because things are not happening. But that's fine because like you exactly know that everything that happened on Shunya, and when I sent the first cut to the direction team, that happiness that can't be replaced. It's just like oh shit, you just forget that 8 days you are just screwed, completely screwed. You just see the product, and it just feels nice, ki, from your head to, like, not even from script to screen, it's from your head to the screen. It just feels like cool. ऐसा superpower लगता हो कि अरे bro, crazy.
You can see it now happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but still, I mean, as a director, you need to have a very, clear vision regarding what you want to say, or what you really want to tell. And being a writer with that, it's like your story, So it's too much of responsibility as well of not just what you're making, but also of the, the crew that you have with you, and all of that, I'm sure. So, I mean, I'm still saying that, like, one is, okay, you found out that, it just happened. It just feels like that. But what makes your, these very precise decisions, the way the way you view things and, what you write, they're just very, like, particular, So, I mean, how does that come to you?
A little backstory that I said now that I've grown up on mainstream films and everything. And after that, I made a short film. It won something in a film festival. And I got a 2-day workshop with Urvazi ma'am, Urvazi Irani. And there were two other people who were supposed to come, but they didn't make it. So it became a one-on-one workshop with me. So it was more thorough. In those 2 days, I actually came to know what filmmaking is. Like, it's an art form. Film is an art form. This is what people do. She introduced me to a lot of painters, a lot of musicians, a lot of great film directors. Like, I didn't know Martin Scorsese. I didn't know Satyajit Ray, man. And after those 2 days, one thing happened was that I got a direction to think in. The other thing was that I was like, bro, tu kya camera leke nikal pada hai, bro? Tere ko kuch nahi aata hai. You just don't know anything at all.
Yeah.
And once I got to know that you don't know anything, from that day till now, I just keep learning every day, something or the other. Because there is no possible way for me to learn everything about filmmaking in my whole lifetime. So after that, I started exploring films like first thing, of course, everyone knows this. Ship-off thesis.
This is.
I saw that film and I understood that film. I watched it and I was like, "Acha, okay, this is what the director is wanting to do." And to be very honest, that film just changed my perspective towards films in general. That
Yeah.
okay, it's not Salman Khan beating up 10 people on screen. It's an art form through which an artist called a filmmaker expresses himself. And after that, I started studying films, every aspect of films. Watched a lot of films, a lot of art house films, a lot of indie films, and I think it just sense the aesthetic just developed in that process somehow. Sorry, oh fuck, Corona. So it's because of speaking. Don't be scared. And after that, it just developed like that, and I developed a certain kind of aesthetic towards the stories I wanted to tell.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that it's very difficult for me to watch a film, mainstream film. It's also very difficult for me to write a mainstream film. It's a different ball game together. I won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So from there, I started developing a sense of expression in films. That okay, if I want to say this, if this is bothering me currently, like how do I craft this into a story, then craft this into a film? I'm still discovering that. I'm still learning a lot of things. But yeah, that's where it comes from. That why a wide shot is a wide shot for me in that film or in a particular scene or everything. So yeah, it just comes naturally now. But this instinct might change. There's something called director's style that I think it should keep changing. Like you should not get stuck to anything. So it might change in the future, but I think the stories will have a lot to say, a lot of deep things to say for me. I think that's the main, like, that's very important for me. Yeah, so it's just developed like that, and now it just it's क्या बोलते हैं उसको autopilot पे चला गया वो, like वो थोड़ा instinctive भी हो गया. हाँ.
Okay, and you've
Yes, yes.
seen like so many films, and you have like been watching so many good and so many different types of films. So was there ever like was there watching films, different type of films that ever inspired your work, or was your work only, but they just gave you that kind of openness to like your broaden your perspective? So what was it like?
Yeah, it was more of that. So there was this one film festival, Machi Metro, and I made a film for that and got selected and everything. So the jury member was again Anand Gandhi. So he said one thing on stage that I saw a lot of films, and a lot of films are about films. Like films are about films. Like it's derived from some other film. That got really stuck with me. That okay, this is not something I'm supposed to do. Now the concept of originality, I discussed that with Devi on one of the live sessions. So I don't think that happens, but it just opens up your head that okay, these are the kind of stories you can tell. These are the kind of stories, and this is the way you can, like, the style, the grammar of the film. That's what you learn from all the different films. Now watching a David Lynch film and watching a, I don't know, Sajid Khan film or any Anurag Kashyap film, all these things combine in your head in some way or the other, and it develops a language which is your own. So like, you know what I mean? Like not your own, but just, from life.
Okay. Yeah.
Now from reading, from music and watching a lot of things, watching plays and everything, it just develops a sense in your head subconsciously, and I think that becomes your language. So it didn't inspire me, but it just opened up the possibilities, yeah, like you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you fine with my red hair now, or do you need some more time?
No, I've gotten okay. I think there are so many people who have just messaged and commented about your red hair and how they're going to get into that and do the same.
Yeah. I saw Vinayak's comment.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, okay, so now this was your journey. But apart from that, if I just want to know, like, your perspective regarding things, which firstly, like right now you just mentioned about, like, so many different films that you've seen, and it's difficult for you to watch mainstream cinema.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it so difficult for you to watch mainstream cinema?
I think I am that, थोड़ा वो बेवकूफ आर्टिस्ट टाइप बंदा होता ना कि ज्यादा. So I just feel that they abuse the art form in one way or the other. So if I watch a film which is a proper art house film, I'll be like, "Arey bro, क्या सही है. There is manipulation in that as well. But the thing is that I'm in so much of love, so much in love with the art form itself, that it hurts me when someone abuses or uses it to just earn money. Now, this is a whole different debate which we had on one of the live sessions, that money and this, that. Let's not get into that. But if you want to earn money, okay, fine. But if the medium you're using, respect that, no? Like, don't treat your audiences as fools. Don't use the medium and not contribute anything to the medium. You know, you're using films to get money out of it. You should contribute something to cinema as well, right? As an art form. That doesn't happen. Now I know, but I don't know, it just developed into me that mainstream films are bad in a way that now I do, it takes me a lot of effort to even click on an Irishman. You know, because it's made by one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, and I think it will be good, but it just takes me a lot of effort to do that, and that's a bad thing. I should be
the fear of not having a scope of experiment.
Maybe, or not being able to articulate the artist's voice. That the artist was so much into the money part or the stars part, the actor's part, that he just didn't have anything to say, or even if he did, that was suppressed somewhere.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a personal choice? I mean, after a certain point of time, right? Like this, you have some water. Like you had this conversation before also in one of your live session, but I'm just saying that, you know, money is something that does play an important part, because no matter whether you have to make any sort of film, no matter whether it's even what really an artist wants to say, it's extremely experimentally giving something to cinema, everything altogether, it requires money in the end of the day, right? And now the thing is that when money gets involved, it is that it's a lot of risk that is getting, you know, you're taking a lot of risk. And so, I mean, so if I, like, for example, like, obviously there needs to be a balance of money and art and everything all together, which we still don't have, you know, when it comes to mainstream films. So, like, what do you think about, you know, when, I mean, the risks?
I'm not able to figure it out. Sorry. What did you say?
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Basically, what I'm asking is, okay, you're stuck. You're stuck.
People who choose, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so people who basically, you know, choose to put their money in, if they are not, like, it's their money, you know, in the end of the day. So if they're not open to the, what do you think about that?
See, the thing is, it's not wrong. It's their perspective that I'm just getting a lot of things. Sorry.
Exactly.
It's the way they want to do it. Now, what I feel is that, yeah, money is an important part, and you have to repay the producers. Of course, you have to do that, but don't compromise your artistic voice to an extent where the artistic voice is not there in only. You know what I mean? That of course it's a choice, and it's a great choice that people choose to make mainstream films if they want to make it for the money or anything. Yeah, it's there. I'm just talking about what bugs me. I'm not saying they are wrong, because
of course
maybe they are not. Yeah, it's their perspective, and according to me, it's like, if I want to make films, I want to make films. अगर मेरे को ऐसा है ना कि if the actor doesn't allow me to put a camera on a low angle because उसका double chin दिख रहा है, I don't want to work with that actor. You know what I mean? Or if it's related to money, if the producer is telling me that you can't have a one long take for 10 minutes because people will get bored. See, first of all, that's where I lose as a director, if people are getting bored. Another thing is that if the producer doesn't have faith in me, he shouldn't invest in the film. Now to cut it into 10 different shots is one thing I can do. The other thing is that I can get कि नहीं मेरे को यही shot लेना है, but maybe instead of shooting on red, I can shoot on Sony A7S2. ठीक है, तो तेरे पैसे कम हो गए ना. I'm saving money and I'm getting the shot I want to do. So that's what I'm saying. That kind of compromise is okay. That okay, ठीक है. I might मेरा film 8K पे नहीं चलेगा ना, that's fine, because यार इंडिया में अभी तक 8K टेलीविजन सेट्स आए भी नहीं है ना, ये आया है और रिजोल्यूशन वाले डिस्प्ले भी आया है, दैट इज फाइन फॉर मी. बट इफ यू टेल मी कि राइट अ स्टोरी दिस वे या इसमें गाना डाल दो या ये करो, वो तो नहीं होगा यार वो.
Correct.
हाँ, so for me it's an art form in the purest form, and it's a way I express myself. For someone else,
Actually, uh,
so annoying that like people are calling my mom on her WhatsApp, so that's why it's getting stuck. I'm disconnecting the call, but it's still like that. I'm so sorry. So yeah, it's basically that it's their choice, but for me, I can't abuse the art form. Basically, it boils down to that. Yeah.
but I mean, with all of that, of course, that like that makes sense. But you know what I mean is that okay. So what I'm saying is that every like it's such a subjective field to be a part of. That I mean, there is no right and wrong. You know, like right now, if somebody really needs to explain their side of how they want to earn money or how they really, you know, they're working. Okay, Vidar,
Okay.
you're stuck.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me?
Oh,
Now I
I
can't.
can see you. I can't see myself.
No, even I can't see you. Now I can see you.
Yeah. Okay, ठीक है. I can't see myself, but that's fine. Anyway, sorry. I just had to. I just did a very bad thing. I
Yeah.
just uninstalled my mom's WhatsApp so that people can't call her. Okay, I'll reinstall it. She has a backup. I've done everything. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, so basically, yeah, no, so that's what I'm saying. That it's such a subjective
Hmm.
place that I feel like that every person's like there's so many different definitions of what they're doing in
Hmm.
every. So I mean, like
Hmm.
now in this the entire and okay, now your video is gone. I can't see you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Promise nothing will happen now. And we lost a lot of time now. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
Sorry. Nothing will happen.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That it's such a like so like through this conversation now I'm kind of like I understood that what's your definition of
Hmm.
how you take your you know
Hmm.
art. So I mean keeping this completely aside now, like I really actually I do have one more question, and that is that you know I mean I feel like that audience
Hmm.
plays like the most important role in that because in the end of the day it's actually serving
Yeah.
them with whatever we have, right? So I mean I'm just saying that do you think that is it that so many years of you know kind of like audience got trained in watching a particular thing that it's very difficult for them to like open up to more
Yeah.
experimental stuff?
Yeah. 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 Absolutely right. That now, see, the thing is that the mainstream films were more accessible, right? That all the theaters are playing XYZ film rather than playing, for example, a Manoj Vajpayee film called Gali Guliyan. So it's more accessible that people will see 10 million posters of Akshay Kumar film. They'll go watch that only because of the marketing and everything. And
Yeah.
experimental films are being made, but they don't get an audience. Now the thing is that everything is moved to OTT. So now it's the audience's choice
Yeah,
to
exactly.
go and watch. But the thing is that what you said, that people are so used to watching a mainstream film that people still will go watch Gulabo Sitabo even on Prime rather than
Correct.
the film you tried to recall. Yeah, they won't watch that. It's the training. So it will take time, but it's gonna be a really long time till we reach a level where art house films and experimental films are a thing to be viewed in
Correct.
in theaters and everything. So yeah, absolutely right. People are trained in that way, and now it's gonna take a while for them to change, but hopefully it will happen. Uh,
Correct.
yeah, fingers crossed.
I hope
Yeah,
that's good, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Light just flickered right now.
yeah.
I just hope that's gonna happen. No, but yeah, okay. So right now, okay. So okay. And the other thing is that okay, keeping now like it's been too much of film. I know, of course, what else, but still, like keeping the film thing aside, there's just this one thing that I really want to know because you've been pretty open about, like talking about this, and that is social media. That I really want you to talk about is that what do you like? I think I'm just going to give you the stage to go ahead and say whatever you feel like. I know there are
See
pros and
now,
cons to it. But yeah,
yeah,
okay.
like
Go
one
ahead.
thing is that we're having this live session on social media,
Yeah.
right? Instagram. Uh, the other thing is that I'm stopping these live sessions because of social media. Because I just realized that it's very, I don't know, like the easiest way. See, the thing is that if you consider any social media platform as a way to express yourself, that's your choice and everything. But it's there is no place for. I don't think like it's always about the person who has made something rather than what is made,
Okay.
right? Like you
Yeah.
have seen that like people like to be very honest, genuinely, I'm just saying it, a lot of people don't like me. I feel that people don't like me
Same here.
because if I no, but so yeah, that's I think that's gonna happen. Like no one is gonna share care, man. Like
Yeah.
we just get like few people who share our things. Because
And
sure,
then best
yeah,
friend
that
is
is gonna
sharing
happen.
things again and again.
Sometimes not even that. Sometimes no, not even the best friends are sharing things. Yeah, whatever reason it is, but it's just that it's more about who and people don't like me, so they don't share my things any which ways. Like they do, some of them do, some of them don't. Now the thing is that that's not an issue. That's not an issue. You have an issue with me, that's fine. That's your reason. But
Yeah.
that thing is started affecting me in a way. So that's why I was like, fuck it.
Mentally.
अभी ये तो करके कुछ point नहीं है. If you yeah, and uh, this is one thing now that good content is getting good audiences. ऐसा कुछ मेरे को तो अभी तक feel नहीं हुआ है
Yeah.
because we're trying to put up. So now it's just that make films and then people who can manage social media, let them do that. So I just want to be away from this after this whole thing happens, like the care and everything. That after that, I just want to stop this because it has become a very negative place
Yes.
for everything. Like if I scroll through my Facebook just once, it's just hate, and everything. And to be very honest, it affects me and it fucks up with my head really. Because anything about it's about anything. Like people are talking about random things, racism, this, that. It just affects me. So I was like, maybe it's not a good place for me. And the
Yeah.
other thing was this only that people don't really like me. So I was just like, fuck it, man. Then
That's
what's
not
like
true. Don't say that.
social media is about being social, and I'm not like a big fan of that currently in my life.
Yeah.
So ठीक है यार, like
Yeah, but that's also
just
because the
सब आगे
social,
भड़ास
being
निकाल रहे हैं.
social is becoming so. But I think it's also because it's so fake now. Like people are hollow. The friendships are hollow. You
Everything.
on maybe online you'll show how great friends you are, but maybe behind the same back, somebody doesn't really give a shit. I mean that's
Yeah,
really happening. Yeah. So I mean, and also, what do you think about this? Because the thing is, see, overall, like no matter what, in the end of the day it is the platform where we put our art forward to
yeah,
like people to see and everything, and in the end of the day everybody and it's like more and more followers to go, and I mean it's like a race that everybody's running in, that who will come first, who will be like the most popular possible.
Hmm,
So I mean,
hmm.
I'm just saying that, do you feel like that, is it like even if you're being able to reach a place where you have that sort of good name out there, do you feel like that it's still worth it? Because you never know whether it's really there. Do you think so?
Like being big on social media.
Yeah. Or your work
No,
being big, even your work being big. Actually, your work getting accepted
no. See, the
by.
thing is, if everything goes according to the plan, my work won't be on social media. You know what I mean? It'll be on like at least on an OTT platform or in theaters. At
Right.
least I feel कि यार वो उतना तो चाहिए कि social media पे. I'm not saying people who making content for social media is bad, but that's not something I want to do in my life.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
genuinely, like there are a lot of good creators who are making Instagram videos
Great
or
things.
anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even the video we saw, that TikTok video, man, a lot of great creators on
You
TikTok, they
are
were
like
there.
really, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's their choice. I don't want to make that choice. And the thing is that yeah, I don't think social media is
Use it
important.
too much.
I'm just saying that we just move our WhatsApp video calls onto the live
Yes.
session. It feels like that. So let's just go go and talk about something else as well.
Yeah. I think that's too much of social media.
Yeah,
But
because I've met people who are big on social media, and you just feel sad for them sometimes
yeah.
because
That's
yeah,
all
just
they
move.
have after a point, that's it. Yeah.
हाँ वो टर्म ऑफ वैलिडेशन हो जाता है ना, दैट्स वेरी हार्मफुल एंड आई फील लाइक वो कहीं
And
ना
also,
कहीं मेरे साथ होना
uh,
शुरू हो रहा था.
oh, okay.
सो इसके लिए आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं ये नहीं करना है यार.
I think there's sort
Let's
of
not.
increasement in your insecurities also. You start becoming so
Yeah,
insecure, yeah, okay. But like other hand, I mean, there are of course good things that are possible on that is of course to be able
of
to
course.
share things, of course, and be able to like people
कौन कर
at
रहा है,
least
कौन शेयर कर रहा है कुछ. तू मर जाएगी पेंटिंग बना बना के. एक मैं करता हूँ, एक दो चार लोग जो और है वो करेंगे, बस उतना ही है अपना ऑडियंस. तो फिर
like
उससे अच्छा तो यार व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दो उनको.
but you know what? After a certain point of time, it's like nobody really, care. Like I don't really care after that. I think I just posted and I feel good when the people who are really close to me, like you share it, my friend Prerna, Prapti, Samar, these people share, I get happy. I'm like, okay, cool. Done. So, yeah. You're just
Devil is
calling
calling me
Gulab
Gulab.
now.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so.
That's so funny.
Bro, I think I should just like,
Oh, I
let
have
people.
to say this. Thank you, Saurabh sir. Thank you so much. Hi. Sorry, continue.
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you continue. You are,
Hi.
yeah.
So yeah, okay.
It's the other way around today, you
It's the
forgot.
other way around today.
Uh,
No,
we have
but
what, 15
okay.
minutes?
Oh, we have only 15 minutes. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just cutting short all the questions. So so okay, one thing that I would really want to ask is that like you have started podcast, you have started live. We already had a word about, but I really want to know your experience about podcast. Like, I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, there's such good people coming on podcast, and they're giving
Yeah.
of yeah. So say
So, see, honestly, there is no way for me to have a tuition class from Leena ma'am or Aditya Kriplani or Jay Oza. That was my whole thing, that I want to learn from these people. How can I do that and put this out as a form of content? Because why not? Like, if, like a lot of people are actually texted me that this podcast is actually teaching them something or the other.
yeah.
So I was like कि this thing is that कि interviews जितने हैं ना online, उसमें बहुत वो specific film को promote करने आते हैं और उसी
Correct.
के बारे में बात होती है.
Correct.
वो जो है कि बनाते कैसे उसके बारे में मेरे को ज्यादा information नहीं मिली. It's the basically podcast में वो information. So that's what something I wanted to put out, and mainly that's something I wanted to learn. So that's
Yeah.
why I was like कि it's possible to do it because Zoom call पे record कर सकते हैं and I don't have to
Correct.
get a studio and everything. So
Yeah.
like, why not? And then I just reached out to people and they were sweet enough to respond, and then it
Yeah.
happened. So yeah, that's it. But the main selfish point was that मेरे को इनसे सीखना है directly, and
It's
they
काफी
agreed to
educational,
that.
yeah. It is
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
educational. You're getting to know so much. And I mean, it's
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
continue after Care again. We have some more crazy people coming up.
Yeah, we have
So, yeah.
more 10 total 10 podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So, I mean, that's a very good use of this quarantine also, being at home and, yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, okay. And one thing is that actually there's so many one things. But no, but the thing is that okay, so I know that you with being a writer and a director, there's so many other things that you do, like editing, and you shoot, and apart from that, there are so many things apart from that which people don't know. Like you sing, you play ukulele, and you also sketch.
Told you
And
not to
you
bring
sketch
that up.
really well. No, I'm not, No, but I'm just saying that, is it a way of like what do you like you do that? I know that you're not very much into sharing that much outside, but like I think you keep it very personal to yourself, all of that. So I mean, is it like a mode of relaxation for you? Is it like something?
Uh,
Yeah.
Expression first, expressing myself. Ukulele is just chilling. वो मैं ऐसे relaxing है. And the other thing is that I'm very impulsive. Look at this. Look at the when I went bald. Everything is very impulsive.
Yeah.
So it just feels like कि अभी इस moment पे this happened actually कि I was listening to the Parsh का favorite song है ना मेरा मायरी है मायरे. I was listening to that, and at that time I didn't feel like writing something or making a video or writing a film.
Yeah.
I felt like making a sketch which represents that song for me. So I made that. It's just like that, right? कि ऐसा कुछ ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं पड़ता उसमें कि this is what I want to do. It just comes. Anything I feel comes out in one way or the other. It's just that. This represents my
there's
anger.
so many things. I mean, like there's so many people who like don't know about that, but there's so much different things and so much of talent that you have. You know. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna ask you to sing right now because you will kill me for that. But why don't you share your writing? You know, something you've written, any of your pieces.
Yes. Which one?
Anything you want to share.
I write I like this. The pieces are really small, just 3 to 4 lines types की चीज है. So I'm just gonna read.
For like 2-3 small.
No, I was thinking कि I write. अरे यार मैं तेरे को तो ये I guess बनारस में था तभी भेजी थी. Focus group है ना तू. Send it to you and then give. I don't know, man. I just okay. I can't find anything because यार ये बहुत पीटी होता है. बहुत टाइम से कुछ लिखा नहीं है मैंने. अच्छा, I'll just search this. ये एक बनारस में लिखी थी. So हम लोग मणिकर्णिका घाट पे गए थे. वहाँ पे बेसिकली क्रिमेशन है. क्रिमेशन सेरेमनी होता है. So I just sat there and I just wrote this one piece called कई सालों बाद गंगा आए हैं. ठीक है. And what I tried doing that, it just happened actually because it was like the 4th or the 5th day in Banaras, and the people over there have a specific dialect. So I just tried writing from a character's point of view. Again, it's about death. So आज कई सालों बाद हम गंगा आए हैं कंधों के सहारे. कहते हैं गंगा पाप धोते धोते मैली हो गई है, तभी तो आंखें मींच कर आए हैं. कचरा बहकर किनारे आ गया है, इसलिए पैर के अंगूठे बांध लिए. मौत की तो खुशबू है, ये जिंदगी की बू से बचने के लिए नाक में रुई भी डाल दी है. मुर्दों की कतार में रुके हुए ये कफन में कुछ और देर कैद है, तो मन कहता है कि एक बार देख लो गंगा. और आंखें बंद है और अंगूठे बंधे हुए, तो लगता है देख नहीं पाएंगे गंगा को. फिर भी एक खुशी है कि आज कई सालों बाद हम गंगा आए हैं कंधों के सहारे. This was there like वाह.
Your obsession with death.
अरे अलग लेवल बाबा.
Go for one more.
About death.
Anything. You keep writing.
I'll just search.
I think in
I'll just search.
you wrote so much.
अरे नहीं, हाँ actually.
There was something or the other thing that was coming in a write-up.
It's something like that only. This was like the first year I wrote the शून्य का initial story ना. So उसमें there was this one line, one character says that कहते हैं मौत के बाद सुकून है. तुमने देखी है क्या जिंदगी मौत के बाद? क्या पता किसी मौत को मिलकर ही यहाँ आए हो. So this was there. I'll just go for this one.
Even saying you should say something, you should actually recite something in Gujarati.
अरे यार तू बेमेल. मैंने कुछ तो लिखा था अगेन शून्य का टाइम पे लिखा था. अरे I don't remember.
Like on a spot.
हाँ, this one line I wrote के this was related to शून्य कि उन निकड़ियों तेरे को भी समझ आएगा रे अब तो तेरे को आ गई कुछ. उन निकड़ियों सत्य निशोध माँ ने पहुंचो कृष्ण ना द्वार. कृष्ण कहे मात्र स्वर्ग अने नरक छे અહીં सत्य तो छे आ बधानी पेली पार. Which means मैं निकला था सत्य को ढूंढने. अरे for other people होगा.
I know.
On the spot कुछ सुनाओ तेरे को गुजराती में. तू साली तू फरमाइशें क्या कर रहा है? साथ में बैठ के चलो सुनाओ. So basically I was translating this कि मैं निकला था सत्य को ढूंढने और पहुंचा कृष्ण के द्वार. कृष्ण ने कहा यहाँ तो सिर्फ स्वर्ग और नरक है, सत्य तो इन सब के है इन सब के उस पार. That was there. I don't think we have much time. We have just 5 minutes or something like that.
Harry, but for that, I don't think so. On this spot thing, it would be a problem. Why don't you say like those few, ऐसा extremely enthusiastic last words which are like ऐसा लिख दूँ आज मैं, with date Vidar Joshi.
अरे यार ये तू भी spot पे डाल रही है यार. That's not fair.
Of course.
I think we didn't get much time to talk about things because the phone ka issue. But I think that people are saying things without having an opinion. Like they don't have an opinion. It's just derived from something or the other, and that's not healthy for themselves because if you are want to become an artist, eventually you will need something which comes from within.
Yeah.
And if everything you see and everything you say is derived from something or the other, then the final art which comes out of you will be derived from something or the other, and वो खुद का नहीं रहेगा. And in general, it's a very unhealthy practice because then you will be very confused because people change essay. Like right now, people are bashing Riya Chakraborty, but something or the other happens. ये XYZ चीज हुआ and suddenly सब उसको praise करने लगेंगे. हो सकता है ना, कुछ भी हो सकता है. You never know exactly. So your opinion should be thought through. This is what I stand for, and this is I'm supporting this or I'm against this. That's there, and but banate raho films, and even if you don't share my things, I'll share your things. Okay. I'm just joking. I'm just going off the grid. So yeah, this was a fun thing to do. I wish we had more time to talk about things.
Even I wish. But why don't you give some suggestion of films at least? I mean, you have one of the best ways. Like you shared your list of films that you shared. I mean, that helped so many people. I mean, I've gotten to know following the list and even being one of them. So I mean, why don't you share?
I actually keep sharing films on my feed. Like recently, I watched the 3 Color trilogy of Krzysztof Kieslowski. That was there. There's one film, Abbas Kiarostami, pura filmography. Taste of Cherry. Then
be like heart.
yeah. He actually texted me on this. It's one of his favorite films. Taste of Cherry. So, there are a lot of films. I keep sharing them on my Instagram, but again, it'll come down to that only. You know which film. Ship of Pieces देखो, कुणाल कामरा के चैनल पे अवेलेबल है. उसने और एक फिल्म डाली है, An Insignificant Man. वो देखो. Watch Call देखो. Experimental में और क्या? अमित दत्ता की फिल्म्स. नैनसुखी देखी मैंने अभी तक, तो वो देखो. थोड़ा है इंडियन फिल्म मेकर्स भी बहुत सारे हैं. There is तिथि, watch Court. एक इमायू या watch कुंभलंगी नाइट्स बहुत फेमस हो गई है, बट इमायू ज्यादा लोगों ने नहीं देखी. इमायू देखो. इंटरोगेशन करके एक फिल्म है जो सत्या ने भी रेकमेंड की थी, वो देखो. है बहुत सारी फिल्म्स. अगर मेरे को सब मन हुआ तो मैं
when you share it. I mean, of course. And I would like to actually ask, so what do you think of today's live session? Was it and comforting?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I just wanted to have a longer conversation about films and everything. So we couldn't do that. So maybe some next time we'll do that. And it was pretty nice of you to tell me that I should go live, because initially I was like, it's not a good idea. It's very self-promotional type thing. But then a lot of people also said that you should go. So yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Part 2 also. See, Vinayak is like, you want part 2.
Abhi? Podcast version. अरे यार इतना स्वीट है ना यार विनायक, मतलब अल्लाह के लेवल स्वीट बंदा है ब्रो, एंड सो टैलेंटेड. ओहो मजा आ गया उसका पेज तो. हाँ, सो यार दैट्स इट. आपको कैसा लगा मैम? आपको कैसा लगा ये नया लुक और ये पॉडकास्ट, ये लाइव सेशन?
Awesome. I mean, it's like actually it should be me. I'm the host today. You can't be like that. It's for the first like it's like Ankahee with Leher Khan, which is very I should be the nice host. So yeah. And how much time do we have? Because I really don't know that, and only you know
We
that.
just have 2 minutes, exactly two
Okay,
minutes.
2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, what do you want to like do something crazy?
No, I just wanted to say that like अभी तक जितने भी episode किए, I had a lot of fun. I really wanted to do more episodes with a bunch of other people. जिसके साथ मैंने बात करके we were going to do it, but I just decided to not do it. Again,
Okay,
impulsive.
we should go
So
ahead with that again later on.
yeah,
Like
maybe.
season
So
two.
one major thing we should do is that the three stories we have shared, everyone loved the stories. Now that's like eventually we're leading up to a mood piece we made, which is performed by Leher. I shot, directed, edited, I guess, and did the sound design. So that is gonna come out. It's called Kaid. तो वो देखो यार, and
Vinayak did the graphics
all
part.
the graphics, animation, and artwork you're doing seeing right now, in the three stories, it's done by Vinu Boy, and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Now you
Yeah,
close the
very
session.
excited
You are the
for Hmm.
favorite film.
Favorite film.
Vinayak yaar, keep our romance offline. Chalo, you have to wrap up the session.
Yes,
It's
okay. So
it's
I think we had a great session today. I know that it wasn't enough, and I think that it'll be great if we go again because there's so many questions that I still have regarding films.
you wanna go live right now for like half an hour.
Why not?
So let's do one thing. Let's end this session and let's just have a live session
Vinayak,
where
I'm listening to you. Hoo-hoo.
uh, so let's you wanna do that, or I think yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, why not?
We'll just stick to the questions, and my mom's WhatsApp is uninstalled, so we won't get any interruption. Yes.
Done.
So let's end this one.
Yeah.
I'll save it, and then we'll go for the next one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us.